Hi there. I'm Stuart, one of the co-founders of Vividly. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about OIs and really understanding how much you're spending on OIs, what kind of return are you getting on OIs, because it can kind of be difficult to determine. OIs can be great for the finance and accounting side. It's just sitting there right on the PO. There's not a bunch of deductions or anything. It's quite simple. However, on the sales side, on the execution side of things, it can be pretty difficult to understand what's going on. Say I run a OI in UNFI, maybe 10%. What actually ends up happening on shelf? Well, a 10% OI off of the OI case cost versus a 30% markup that some retailer gets. They're only getting, a fraction of that 10% discount pass through. Maybe it's small enough to where they didn't even put a tag up and they just pocket the margins. It's not very straightforward in that aspect. And then the one that everybody knows and thinks a lot about is forward buying. I highly recommend you do a deep analysis of what is occurring for your brand with forward buying. I had previous experiences where we were doing 3 OIs a year, and we found out that about 70% of all of the volume we sold through that distributor was being purchased on those 3 OIs. They were depressing their inventory as much as they possibly could. And then day one of that OI, they would put in these massive orders. And then at the very end of the OI, they would buy as much as they possibly could without having product code out. And it really hurt us as a business. Unfortunately, in certain aspects, you might be forced to do OIs with certain distributors. But I would say whenever you can, most likely try to avoid them, particularly with distributors, and move into other forms of trade. But I think first and foremost, you need to at least understand the full picture of what the OIs are doing to you. Do that analysis of forward buying because it's probably going to shock you what's actually occurring.